In this video, I am going to take an early look at the transfer portal in terms of who is winning and losing. As well, I will generally stick to the big names and the information I have. If I get something wrong or you feel I left something out, leave it in the comments. Be snarky if you want, I don't care. I just want to try to update people with information as far as I am aware. Before we start, if you like the video and like the overall content of the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. All right, let's get into this. As I mentioned, I was going to break this down into winners and losers. It's pretty clear the losers in the portal are the Pac-12. Arizona State has lost 6 players, Oregon State 8 players, and have been decimated. I've done this video to update that. There have been further losses since then, which includes Perova and Hunter. Colorado and J.R. Payne has been decimated with losses as well through graduation. They started last year. They ended the season with 17 players. They now only have 4 players, as 7 have gone in the portal, with the latest one being Arianet Von Lay. The other big loser in the Pac-12 that sticks out to me is Oregon and Kelly Graves, as they have lost 4 players, which includes Chance Gray, the guard who has gone to Ohio State, and Grace Van Sluten, who's gone to Michigan State. As well, there are reports that Graves' house is up for sale. So is a coaching change about to take place in Oregon. Just something to keep an eye on. Now there's some other schools that have had some losses as well, but I'm not really sure of their rosters. Like Texas A&M has lost 6, including their big Barker, who's a 6'4" sophomore. Michigan has lost 6 as well, and Villanova 6. Obviously, they were hurt, Villanova, by the loss of Lucy Olson. LSU has lost 4 to the portal, which includes a lot of guards. So Angela Velez, Gianna Kent, and of course Haley Van Lith, as well as Kateri Poole. You would think they really need to add to their guard depth as well. Another center would be very helpful. And then there are other teams in the portal. They giveth and they taketh, if you like. So TCU, they've lost 5 through the portal, but they have had good additions as well with Haley Van Lith, and just the other day, Maddie Shear from Kentucky has signed with them as well. I went through their lineup in more detail in the Haley Van Lith video. If you want to take a look at that, it looks like they'll have a solid 5-7-man rotation, if you like. So I would say I wouldn't classify them as a loser. I think they've probably improved themselves through all the changes. The other one is Kentucky. So they lost 10 transfers when Kenny Brooks came there, but he's already remade them. So he already has 9 on his roster. Some of his big losses, like I said before, Maddie Shear went to TCU. Asia Petty went to Ohio State, and Denia Russell transferred to Mississippi State. But as I said, Kenny Brooks is rebuilding his roster fast, so he took Georgia Amore, or she transferred with him, to Kentucky, as well as Clara Stack, the big there they had sophomore year. In addition, Lexi Blue, she's rated number 38 recruit in the 2024 class. She is now committed to Kentucky. As well, they are taking a flyer on Tiani Key. She's a 6'4" junior who is transferring to them from North Carolina. She was formerly the number 9 recruit in the 2021 class. So by my count, they have 9 players, and they are in the mix for Talia Van Olhoffen, who narrowed her selections down to 4 schools: Colorado, Louisville, USC, and Kentucky. I haven't seen it, but supposedly she did a Fortnite video where she showed the schools or something. It went viral. As well, I saw another headline where Juju Watkins is lobbying fans to really reach out and recruit Talia Van Olhoffen as well. So who knows? It's a little bit crazy out there. In terms of winners, the one that really sticks out to me is Ohio State. So they got Chance Gray from Oregon, and she's a shooter, which they need. So she averages 13.9 points. Her field goal percentage is 34%, which is a bit low from the floor, but she shoots 33% from the three-point line, which they need. As well, they also scored in another area of need, which was strength inside, as they got Asia Petty from Kentucky, who has 1 year left of eligibility. She averaged last year for Kentucky, it was sort of her breakout year last year, 14 points, 10 rebounds, and shot 50% from the floor. So their starting five looks good. It'd be Asia Petty at center, Cody McMahon at forward, Taylor Theory at guard, Jelani Cambridge, the other guard, and Chance Gray. And then to provide more depth up front, they're putting an appeal in to see if Ebony Walker, who's 6 foot, if she can be granted an extra year of eligibility due to an injury last year. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, it is still early, so there will be more winners potentially, as the big three, if you like, Kiki Arioffen, Reagan Beers, Tamia Gardner, I guess Von Lay as well, they will have an impact wherever they go. And the question is, if the school that they wind up going to, is that their final piece? I.e., so obviously UConn would like another big to be able to back up El Alfie at center. South Carolina's in the same boat as well, as I imagine they would like that a little bit more depth in the center position. The other two schools that come to mind immediately are Southern Cal. As I mentioned, Juju was lobbying Talia Van Oelhoffen, but as well, Kenny Brooks, he brought her into Kentucky and had her meet Rondo, supposedly, as that was her idol growing up. So they're all just doing all the stuff. It's like high school recruiting all over again, obviously. The situation with the two highest rated point guards on the board is also interesting. So Charlize Ledger-Walker of Washington State, she is in the portal, but her case is interesting as she sustained an ACL injury during the season, and it's like a new team picking up a player recovering from an ACL injury in their last year. I'm curious to see how she finds a fit for her next team. The other point guard is Caitlin Chen, who's finished at Princeton. Will she go to UConn, or do they just have too much depth? That's the rumor, was that UConn was very interested and she was interested in UConn. But then I've heard other rumors that she would probably go to Southern Cal potentially. I wonder if Stanford is still in the picture with Kiki Arioffen going into the portal or not. Maybe she feels like that would be the best fit. So who knows, to be determined. The other thing to watch will be the coaches and how they manage the portal, I guess their philosophy. Normally, UConn goes after grad transfers. I assume they'll make an exception for Regan Beers or Tamia Gardner if they want to come to UConn, as they've lost their conference. As well, the battle in the SEC. So Kenny Brooks, the new kid on the block, will he be able to land Talia Van Oelhoffen? And that would be a big feather in his cap. But as well, will Dawn be able to flex by adding the final piece to her puzzle and getting one last big to her team? The other one is LSU, and will Mulkey be able to make a comeback, or does LSU is it just not a place where recruits want to go just because of how much turmoil happened last year? Now, my understanding is the portal closes on the 1st of May. So players, that's the last day. I guess players are able to enter the portal, but they can take as much time as they want to decide what school they will go to. So we still might have some more big names that haven't shown their cards that could go back in. I doubt it, but you never know. But now it's over to you. Did I miss anything? If I did, then feel free to correct it in the comments below. As always, your poison is welcome. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good night.